It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and let's have a look now at Eyre Peninsula Netball, which is back in action again this weekend. The president down in Port Lincoln is joining me on the line once more. Joe Franklin, how are you?
I'm doing really well, Jason. You?
Going well, thank you. You've got another week before your mob come back in anger, right?
Yes, we do, thank goodness, because then I might be ready.
Fair enough. Well, the guys from just up the road at Great Flinders, they're already back. They're into round 2 of action. They played around and then had the week off for Easter, and they're back again. I think we've got 3 matches this week in Great Flinders to talk about, and the first one of those will be the traditional Anzac Week clash with Tumby Bay taking on Eyre United.
Yeah, they are at Tumby Bay, and as you said, the Anzac weekend, so there will be Anzac medals presented after each of the games, as far as I understand, this weekend. So, yeah, Tumby will take on Eyre United at Tumby. Tumby have already obviously had a game and had quite a good win there. Eyre United, this is their first game, so they, with COVID and one thing and another, will be their first hit out. But look, Eyre United have picked up quite a few players who are travelling up from Lincoln, so they've sort of their squad. I think Brooke Pugsley is their coach, and they're running with a squad of 10. Obviously, to try and make sure that they've got enough players for the day with COVID. So they've got young Taylor Milligan, young Yazzie Fowler, Marty Masson, are all young girls who have come through Eyre United from the junior grades who are in that squad, along with Auntie Little, Shanice Wells, Talina Flavel, Ruby Flavel, Twania Amos, Renee Colbung, who are all travelling from Lincoln to Eyre United to play up there this year. So some very handy players there, some very quick little centre quarters, a couple of handy defenders and a goaler. So they'll be they're pleased to pick those ones up. And Sasha Stratford is playing for Eyre United again this year and is part of that squad. So, yeah, Brooke's got quite a bit of versatility in there. So the fact that they haven't played together a lot yet and will probably be the major issue there with Tumby, of course, having picked up Hilka Stone. What a huge pickup for that in the goals. Put her with young Sarah Laurie, who had a great first year up last year in A grade and is continuing on with that. You couldn't ask for any better mentor for your junior goalers than Ilka, and young Maisie Curtis also has a run through there with them. So whilst, Ilka's got the young one in there, her experience, I think, will certainly pay dividends in there. And then they've got Kelly McNamara, Carly Dunn, both extremely experienced centre quarters through the centre, and they have Summer Cave back in defence. So I think that Tumby will just be way too experienced and a little bit more settled on Saturday.
Should be a good game, that one. But
yeah, it should be.
Yeah, we get to see Cougars for the first time this year. We've already seen the Eagles, although they weren't anywhere near at full strength in round 1. This will be at the Couplex. You'd think the Cummins-Capini girls will be too strong, though.
Oh, I would think so. Ella Wedd is taking on a playing coach role there, so plenty of experience as a coach and also as a player. So she certainly will hold things together in the goal circle there, because they still have Hannah Green, who, they were their premiership goalies from last year. So Morgs' Pilgrims and Jet Green are both having runs again through the centre court. So EP experience there as well. So they are certainly going to be the ones to beat again this year. There's no question about that. But, United Gelana will be glad to welcome back, as far as I know, Cassie Maxfield. I think they might be through their COVID issues, although who knows from one day to the next with that, whether you're getting it yourself or whether you're a close contact. But she will certainly be welcomed back into that side. They certainly missed her in the first round. They've still got a couple of young ones in there who are finding their feet. Young Abby Cash is in her second year in A1 and certainly ready to step up into taking on a more responsible role, I guess. They've still got Kate Hancock. She's still running through the centre, and Tegan Modra. So, they've got a bit of experience in there. Lacey Manane has, had a couple of seasons now in A grade. So, they're sort of trying to put it together. But Cougars way too settled and way too strong. Mind you, having said that, who knows with COVID? but on paper, I definitely would be thinking that Cougars would be too strong in that one.
Right. And the last match of the round on Saturday will be Lock travelling to Cummins to take on Ramblers. And look, at the moment, we just don't know what we're going to get from Ramblers.
Oh, no, we don't. Look, they've lost Lily Ned or Kira Simons, who's actually stepped up and taking on the coaching role there. They've lost Keeling Mason. You don't lose a over 6 foot tall goaler and replace them really easily. Ava Pedler and Matilda Creddy have moved on to Adelaide, but will be helping them out and playing when they come home, as they are this weekend. But poor old Kira, it's been a tough start for a young girl. As a coach, she's sort of coaching her peers, which is never really easy in your first year of coaching, but and she hasn't been able to get everybody out there because of COVID. It's just been rampant in Cummins at the moment. So she's sort of running with a little bit of a squad, but she's trying to put together for Saturday Kelly Simons and Layla Dowdle through the goal circle. Sid Claughton is still around, so she'll help out through the centre court with Ava Pedler is home, obviously school holidays, so she's going to help out through the centre court. Abby Bates and Sally Cabot will sort of make up the rest of that centre court area. Matilda Crittenden is helping out again in defence, and Caitlin Harsma will also be in defence. So, she's put together a reasonable side there, youngish, not a lot of experience at A-grade level, but something for her to work with. But yeah, I think they're going to have their time cut out against Lock. If Lock were ever going to have a good win against Ramblers, it would probably need to be tomorrow. So they've got Lisa Burrows, or Lisa Smith it was. She's their playing coach out there this year and is really enjoying that role. She, I'm thinking, will be in goals with Ellen Reid, who showed over the last couple of seasons that when she's there, she's certainly on. So they're fairly tall and fairly strong in there. Sarah Skinner, will be in the defence end there, and I think Whitney Wright, again, who knows with COVID, will be in defence. So a couple of tall, strong, experienced players in there. Tanya Habner, they're hoping she'll be back in this week. So her and Millie Morton running through the centre court there. That's not a bad side, Jace. So I think if they are going to have a chance to win, it might well be this week.
All right. Well, I've got to send a shout out to the organisers at Great Flinders and Eastern Eyre. They haven't thought of us at all at Flow. We've got our two teams that we focus in on, both having the bye this week.
I know.
What's going on with that? Elliston Districts get the weekend off, and we'll get to Eastern Eyre now. They have given Central Eyre United the weekend off as well.
Yeah, they have. So I will wait to spill the beans on them next week. But, they have certainly given them the bye this weekend. They actually are splitting their round. So there will be a game on Saturday between Kimber and Ports, and that's going to be at Port Nil.
Right.
So, Port Nil are looking at hosting a few more games this year, I think. Look, for Ports, they, it's a year in, year out story for them as well, a bit like Eyre United and Great Flinders. They have got some outs. Ruby Green has moved back to Cougars. Katisha Coxshell and Abby Harris are having a year off, and Lani Hartwig just had a little baby, so congratulations to her. They have got some coming back in, which is a big help for them because sometimes that doesn't happen for Port. But Beck Hartness and Letitia Masters and Molly Bray, they're all sort of coming back from having had babies and will help out that a B grade squads. They've picked up a Sadie Leonard from Tanunda along with Alex Mason. Now both these girls have played footy for West Adelaide, so They're both evidently super fit, and they're calling them the Energizer Bunnies, and they're really looking forward to seeing how those girls will transfer their skills into netball. They're being coached by Chloe Wake, and good on Chloe for putting her hand up and taking that role on because it's never easy, but she'll do a great job, I have no doubt. So, they haven't put together a bad-looking squad there, and they'll be taking on Kimber. Now, unfortunately, I've not got a lot of information on Kimber. Nobody from them have actually got back to me with any of their ins or their outs, but I'm guessing that they've got the same as everybody else.
To be fair, Joe, that's not unusual for Kimber, so they'll be the great unknown.
Absolutely. I'm not even sure who's coaching their A grade, whether Whips are going to get or not. But, And I have no doubt that they've had the same issues as everybody else with the whole COVID issue, trying to get people together. Look, I've heard all over that people are just finding it so hard to even get out of their 4 senior teams or 5, however many you might have, to get one court going. So it's tough times, and it is what it is, and we just got to do whatever we can to keep the season running. So I have got no idea who to select in that one. Sorry, Jason, but maybe with you being a bit of a Ports fan, we'll go for Ports.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Ports. At least we know what they're putting out there. So Kimber will always be around the mark they normally are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know that they've lost a lot, actually. I think that they've still got the core of a very strong side. So, it'd be interesting to get some info, though, and see where they are at.
All right. And then Anzac Day, the traditional clash. Eastern Rangers taking on Cow. This will be at Rudall this year, which is an interesting choice.
Yes.
It's a beautiful ground out there at Rudall. So they've got 3 to choose from these days, with the Eastern Rangers having Cleve back up and going. But Rudall it is this year doing the hosting, and should be a ripping, first of all, day, and then secondly, game.
Oh, yeah, look, it will be a good day, and there's no doubt about the fact that the Rangers people know how to host home games. And, yeah, as you said, they've done a bit of work out at Rudall, and it's certainly a great venue to hold any game. So it will be, I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like, but it will certainly, the Rangers will make sure they do a great job of it. Look, again, with Rangers, don't have a lot of information on them at this stage. Unfortunately, with school holidays and all sorts of things going on, have not been able to track down. I'm fairly sure that Kelly Richardson is their coach again, and just haven't been able to track her down, because I believe that her and her hubby are away on a well-earned holiday. So we'll have some more information on them. But I do know that they have had a couple of injuries that won't be returning. Tamika Wren did her knee and is undergone a knee reconstruction, so she certainly will be out. But they've got some pretty handy juniors that are coming through, so I'm sure that they'll still put together a formidable combination. But for Cow, they've had a few outs. Ellie Burton is having a baby, so there's a bit of excitement around that. Emily Wycamp, she's now clean bird because she's got married over the Christmas break, and Mickey Sivia are all out. But they welcome back Kyla Franklin and Erin Martins this season, so they're 2 pretty handy ins there. And Mickey Harding has come back. She left as a junior, but has come back to Cow. And she'll be pretty handy, I think, in the defence end. She was always quite a tall young girl. And they've also got a couple of newbies. Camille Cerise is new to town and evidently very fit. And I hear on very good authority that she's probably one of the best pickups that they have had in quite a while. And good for Cow. They've been able to pick up Tegan Tonkin from True Blues in Whyalla. She's coming with her husband who's playing footy, Saul Tonkin, and she has taken on the role as a playing coach. So great, a bit of new blood in there for the Cowgirls, which will be really good for them, and to have somebody different come in and take over the reins. And she's evidently been really enthusiastic over the pre-season and has been doing a great job. So wish those girls all the very best for the season with what they've put together. And look, again, if they were going to have a win, if Cow were going to beat the Rangers, it would probably be Monday. But Rangers just have the ability to be able to fill the spots that they vacate quite easily, and usually come up with a pretty strong-looking side, and usually a fair bit of height. So I think it will be a really, really good game. Both new-look sides, and be interesting to see. But I don't know, maybe Rangers just.
All right. Well, it's going to be a cracking round across the Eyre Peninsula. So there'll be a few ring-ins, a few fill-ins. There normally is. Lincoln will get started the week after. So then we'll get a bit of a better indication of where everyone sits, I think.
I think we will. And, yeah, like I said, people just have to be really patient this season, I think, Jace, and run with whatever you can to make sure that we get the games happening, and kids get to have a game in the mornings and the seniors get to have a game in the afternoon, and support each other as much as we can.
Yep, spot on. So good luck to everyone having a game this weekend across the EP. And Joe, enjoy your last weekend off before hostilities resume in Port Lincoln Netball.
Thanks, mate. I will.